and they do give you a map of important people that were buried here, but it's hard to find them, and it's just there's a lot of bugs. You have to watch out for alligators. They do a tour at night, haunted cemetery tour, and that was a little bit better, but I thought you wouldn't be able to see the cemetery as much, but it's hot, and we're getting eaten alive, so we're going to call it a day. This church here is one of the oldest continuously worshiping congregations in the South. It's called the Circular Congregational Church, and it was founded in 1681. We can't go in here because church has been temporarily suspended, which is odd because they stopped their mask mandates like, what, a month ago? That sucks because I wanted to go inside. Next stop is going to be Poogan's Porch, and we're gonna have brunch there, but the main reason that I booked as a reservation there is because Poogan's Porch is supposed to be haunted. It was originally built a stately home on Queen Street in 1888. It was part of an emerging neighborhood of single-family homes. Over the years, it is believed that a variety of families took residence in the home. However, none of these residents are more famous than Zoe St. Amand. So Zoe had a sister named Elizabeth, and her sister Elizabeth moved into the home in the early 1900s. They lived in that home for 4 decades, and Elizabeth was the first to die. Elizabeth and Zoe were very antisocial. They didn't really have any other friends or go out much. They very much kept to themselves, and Zoe was a school teacher. So when Elizabeth died, it pretty much drove Zoe crazy. Elizabeth died in 1945. Zoe lived 10 more years after that because she would wander up and down the street, Queen Street. Neighbors became, upset and thought that she seemed frantic, and she got sent into a hospital where Zoe lived out the rest of her days in the hospital, likely tortured by the loss of her sister. So a woman named Bobby ended up opening the restaurant, and that was in 1976. And the reason why it's called Poogan's Porch is because she had a little terrier dog whose name was Poogan, and he loved to lay on the porch. And so when he died, she named the restaurant after him and his favorite resting spot. This is at Poogan's Porch. So rumor has it that Zoe was really upset about them turning her home into a restaurant, and that her spirit still resided at the house after she died, even though she died in the hospital, that she returned to the house, still looking for her sister after all those years. And guests and employees claim that they have heard unusual sounds, like somebody's walking upstairs, crying, screaming, just like she did when her sister had passed. There's been sightings of her, particularly some from the bathroom. When women will go to the bathroom, check themselves in the mirror real quick, they'll see her image in the mirror. And some have claimed that they have seen her and didn't know it was her until they heard how she was described to look and how she used to dress, because they claim that the image is very clear, doesn't look ghost-like. So we went there and didn't see anything. I did take a peek in the mirror, and unfortunately we didn't see her, and I was really hoping to see this image. She's supposed to be dressed like a very olden day, like Protestant type woman. So, and wore dark colors. Or her and her sister were very strange, very to themselves type people. So her losing her sister just drove her into the deepest depression, and supposedly she in death still has not been able to find her sister and is haunting there. And if you stay at the hotel across the street, they claim that people have been able to see her looking out their window from the hotel at the restaurant, that they've been able to see her, and that they hear all kinds of weird sounds and everything. So that's supposed to be the most haunted restaurant in Charleston. And again, it was really good food, but I didn't feel anything creepy or eerie. So, but fun story anyway. So now we are at St. Michael's Church, and this is listed as the #1 church that you should visit when you come to Charleston. And why is that? Or what did they? Why is this the #1 church to visit? Don't give me dirty looks. It's just like the most impressive, the most old. Should they maybe do an exorcism here? That would be great. All right, let's go shake some things up, see how. Tonight we're having dinner in our hotel at the Swamp Fox. Thank birthday and we're spending it in Folly Beach.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea, but as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing the little heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no.
So we're here at Boone Plantation, which is in the Notebook, and it is the summer house of the Hamiltons, where Allie stays all summer. And we are approaching Allie's summer home from the movie The Notebook. There it is.
In his hand, he's got the whole world. In his hand, he's got the whole world. In his hand, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, sister. In his hands, he got you and me, sister.
South Battery, the Carriage House. This is our new hotel for the next 2 nights, and it's apparently very haunted.
So we have room 8, and it is supposed to be the room that has the headless torso that people have claimed to have seen. People are supposed to be running out of here screaming, so scared. It's been a place of a lot of paranormal activity, they say, and I guess it's been featured on a lot of haunting episodes, channels, so we'll see if we see anything. I'm really hoping we do. We haven't seen anything this whole time being in Charleston. I mean, I don't hope he kills us or anything, but I hope that we see something or feel something here, but I think it's really cool. A lot of people probably wouldn't stay here, but as soon as I heard that it was haunted, I was like, let's book it.
And our room is the only like super discounted room because it's super haunted.
No, there's actually 3 rooms that are discounted, but ours is,
Is ours the most
3,
cheapest?
8, and 10. And I think they're all discounted price, but ours was, I think, the cheapest because ours is supposed to be the scariest room, because the other room has a spirit of a man that's supposed to like females and be very like romantic towards them, and he's not bad or evil, but ours is our headless torso is supposed to be very angry and very mean, and I don't think we're gonna charm him, so we'll see what he thinks of us.
We'll let you know if we make it out.
Cheese and wine at our hotel before we head out to Magnolia's. So it's nice that they do this in this fancy dining room. Cheers. I'm hoping that tonight, there's supposed to be a storm and it's supposed to rain. We're hoping that we get visited tonight by a ghost, aren't we? We'll let you know. I'm gonna try to catch it on video. It's never happened, but. So now we're having dinner at Magnolia's, and this is supposed to be one of the best restaurants, and our Uber driver told us it is the best restaurant. So we will see and let you know at the end of our meal which restaurant we think was the best at the end of the trip. Cheers! Cheers! So this is our current situation. We were going to go out tonight, and now we cannot because the streets are freaking flooded. This. Man. What? There's a woman coming where? She's swimming? Oh my goodness. She's turning butter. She's turning butter. So I'm trying to get back at our hotel was flooded. I don't think we're going to be there tomorrow.
Okay guys, this is my second day. I don't know what day you guys are on now, 3rd, 4th, but we're having brunch at Snobs. A lot of people have recommended it. Looks like the menu is really good, so we're excited to try it out.
There'll be a big crop out here up front. I don't believe anything. The big boy up front is Ricky. Or I like to call him Ricky Bobby.
I'm going to call him Ricky Martin.
You may be.
So we are doing a haunted pet crawl tonight. We started at Cemeteries, and we're going to go through 3 pubs this week and hear ghost stories, so it should be pretty cool. This pub's pretty nice so far.
Yeah, and it's super cute. It has a rooftop bar.
And our person that's going to lead us on the tour is dressed as a pirate, so it was easy to find. stop on this ghost tour. The haunted mirror makes you a midget. That is the thing of nightmares.
I am the shaman.
The chosen one. I'm gonna watch it back later, see if we see the thing. Is there face mirror in me right now? I see a face. Look. Where? Here. Is there a face on the wall? I don't see a face, but I see it here. Look, you see it?
Yeah. Like a common face.
Yeah. Like a face. I'm gonna have to watch this back. Face? Is there a face there? I see a face right here. Right here. See it?
Yeah.
Do you see that face?
Oh, you know what it is, Mom?
Is it just a reflection of something?
Yeah, there's
Our last stop is the Blind Tiger for our haunted pep crawl. And this is kind of our last official dinner before we go home tomorrow because we have to leave at like 4-ish tomorrow. So anyway, we're at Husk and this is a place where they say celebrities eat. It's supposed to be really, really good. So I don't know, it's hard because everything is seafood. So we always order either steak or chicken. And we ordered, Taylor and I ordered steak and we ordered chicken. So we'll see if it's really good.
we should get chicken. Don't you agree? Chicken? And I was like, okay, maybe.
I'm filming. Hi, I'm filming. If you're ever visiting Charleston and you want to do something spooky, then I would suggest doing the Old City Jail tour. The Old City Jail operated from 1802 until 1939. Most of the building's original structures remain intact, such as the cells and the warden's quarters. If you look closely, you can see some orbs here on my video. There was definitely a very spooky feeling to the entire night in being on that property. After all, this is where Charleston's worst criminals lived and died. It was this olden-day wheelchair that really creeped me out the most. This jail held America's first female serial killer, Lavinia Fisher, and she is said to still haunt this prison. If you look closely here, you see another orb. So if you're up for a spooky night, I suggest taking this tour. In the old jail. I can barely see.
Yeah, old jail. Ghost tour here in Charleston.
So it's supposed to be the scariest tour of all the ghost hunters come here. Yep. We can't film inside, but we will tell you what we think of it after and if we feel anything.
And we'll take pictures because we're allowed to take pictures.
We can take pictures. We will show them in our
some ghosts.
So what did you think?
I thought the tour was really good, and our tour guide Sarah was really great, and she was very informative. The jail is very creepy, but I personally did not feel like anything to me or nothing happened, but I will take a look at my photos that I took and see if we find any ghosts.
This one here doesn't believe in anything. Anyways, he deserved to get scratched or something happened because he kept trying to get the ghost to come.
I was trying to antagonize him.
Making jokes.
It's going to take a lot to get me to believe it. It is creepy, yes, but I didn't see or feel anything. And I was hoping I would.
You are not. You don't believe in
I
anything.
want to see some.
I want to see something too.
So I'm going to analyze some of my pictures because in one of them there was this red light in the corner and there was no reason for there to be red, and I took multiple pictures and I never saw it again and nobody else got that, and I felt it was kind of creepy, especially that wheelchair room. I don't know.
However, there was a man standing next to me with a red shirt, so I don't know if that's what got caught.
No, he wasn't on the ground. We will look at that picture.
We will take a look and we will investigate.
I think there was definitely something creepy in there. How could there not be? Look how many people died here. Look how many criminals were in here. With all the legends. So yeah, I think there was something. Alright, so this is room 8, the room that has the haunted torso, they say. So last night they put us in the wrong room, room 9, and I did hear some knocking, banging, some weird things, and then this morning someone knocked on that door, and in a split second my husband opened it and there was nobody there, so that was kind of kind of weird. So we'll see what happens tonight, if anything at all happens. But this room pretty much looks just like the other room. Got your closet there. Bed, the front entrance, and that's the bathroom in there. Which at the College of Charleston. It is featured in the Notebook, and it's where Allie meets Lon, and it's after he, you know, is all healed from the war. She was the one that took care of him in the hospital, if you remember, if you've seen the movie. So this is where you see her, you know, walking off campus, and she meets him. He's waiting for her to ask her out on a date, and it is also featured in the movie Dear John, which is another movie that we love.
Yeah, and this is actually where Savannah goes to school in Dear John as well.
Toast in Charleston. This is going to be our last meal of the trip before we board our airplane. So this was listed as the New York Times must eat. So we're hoping that it's good. Never eaten it before. I think we have one on the West Coast.
We ordered some French toast and biscuits and gravy, eggs Benedict, and Dad got like a Philly steak biscuit.
We went on a ghost tour, and we learned something. They asked if anyone knew the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery, and we didn't know the answer. So the answer is a graveyard is connected to a church. So the graveyards out here in South Carolina, they are all from the church, and they're very, very old graves, like from the 1800s to the 1900s. And a cemetery is just a plot of land where they can put graves anywhere. So I think that a graveyard is much cooler and much spookier, and they've got tons of them out here.
I agree.
Where we are right now is actually the cemetery. This is St. Philip's, and there's graves in here that are as old as 1700s. There might even be 1600s. And across the street, which we'll go to in a minute, is the graveyard, which is connected to the church. And this here is the graveyard. As you can see, it is part of the church's graveyard. And this is where there's said to be a ghost that came out on somebody's camera in the 80s. It was said to be authentic, of a woman who died during childbirth, and well, actually her child was stillborn, and then she died a couple days later, but she is said to be mourning her stillborn child and grieving over the child's grave.
Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. Pew, pew, pew.